Welcome back to POW-Mr. channel. In our previous video, we introduced the basic setup and work mode setup of the POW-SunSmart LVM12K hybrid inverter. In this video, we will move on to the battery setup and the advanced setup sections. Let's start with battery setup. In the battery type section, you can configure the charging current limit. HMI setting means the charging current is limited by the value set on the inverter. BMS protocol means the current is limited by the value provided by the battery BMS. Inverter logic means the current is limited by the inverter's maximum charging current. The BMS communication interface defines the communication method. Disable turns off BMS communication. RS-485 enables RS-485 communication with a protocol based on RS-485. CAN enables CAN bus communication. Battery temperature compensation allows the inverter to automatically adjust the charging voltage according to the battery's temperature. For battery type section, you can choose from constant, cell lead-acid, open-ended lead-acid, GEL battery, 14, 15, or 16 series lithium iron phosphate battery, 13, 14 series ternary lithium battery, or no battery mode. Next, the BMS communication protocol lets you select the right protocol after enabling the communication interface. Under Battery Manage, you can configure key parameters such as maximum charging voltage, maximum charging current, recharging voltage, maximum grid charging current, stop charging current, SOC thresholds for stopping and resume charging or discharging, low voltage warning and fault limits, maximum discharging current, SOC-based alarms and fault delay. With the BMS data menu, once the BMS is properly connected and communicating, you can view live BMS data. Now let's move on to the advanced setup. To access advanced setup, you will need to enter the password. The default password is simply 5 zeros. The generator section covers settings for the GEN port, maximum charging current by generator, generator rated power, and generator charging enabled. The generator work mode tells the inverter what type of device is connected to the GEN port. If it's a generator, select the generator input, and the inverter will treat GEN as a backup power source. If it's a microinverter, the GEN port will be treated as an additional PV input. Use it to supply loads, charge batteries, or feed the grid. If it's a smart load, the GEN port will act as a controlled AC output, supplying that load depending on PV generation, battery status, and system logic. Grid always to smart load enable allows or disallows the grid to supply the smart load. Next is the other section, which combines safety, protection, and system management functions. These settings are critical for reliability and long-term safe operation. PEN Connect Enable links protective earth and neutral internally when needed, such as in off-grid wiring, to ensure proper RCD protection. PV ratio check enable runs isolation resistance test on PV strings before startup. If resistance is too low, the inverter will stop to prevent electric shock or fire hazards. AFCI check enable enables arc fault protection on the DC side. The inverter will shut down and alarm if dangerous arcs are detected. Leakage current protection enable monitors AC leakage current and disconnects the inverter if a fault is detected. BMS communication error stop inverter operation if communication with the BMS is lost. Power saving mode reduces standby consumption by shutting down output at very light loads.
For example, if load stays below 25 watt for 5 minutes, the inverter goes into sleep mode and it wakes up automatically above 40 watt.
City auto detecting able lets the inverter automatically check the external current transformer's direction and function. City manual setting allows manual correction if needed. This ensures accurate power flow detection, essential for functions like zero export. Arc fault clear manually restarts arc fault alarms after real issues have been fixed. Low type lets you pick the best mode for your devices. Conventional loads works for most applications. Voltage sensitive loads is for equipment that needs stable voltage, and pump type load is for mounting driver devices like pumps or compressors.
Inverter current limiting coefficient. It adjusts inverter's software start current ramp. Lower values make startup smoother, which is helpful for sensitive equipment.
Finally, the restart inverter option lets you either reboot the inverter or restore factory settings and reboot. That's all for the battery setup and advanced setup of the POW-SunSmart LVM12K hybrid inverter. Thanks for watching, and in the next video we will cover the on-grid setup in detail.